Welcome to KO Stories, where I tell stories of the mysterious, twisted, and paranormal. And today is no different. I got a really good story for you guys. So, without any further ado, it's time to slip into a mind that's not our own. So we have James and Denise Closs of Barron, Wisconsin. And on October 5th, 2018, Jake Peterson drove to the Closs home to kidnap Jayme Closs. Now, activity in the home deterred him as he was afraid he would leave witnesses. So Patterson made a second attempt 2 days later, but again aborted the mission for the same reason. But on October 15th, he made a third visit, this time armed with a shotgun. And shortly before 1 a.m. Central Time, Patterson parked his car at the end of the driveway wearing a black coat and a ski mask, and he approached the front door of the home carrying the shotgun. So Jayme Closs, who was the father, who was 56 years old, he kind of shined a light on Patterson through a glass pane in the front door and asked him, to show him his badge. And Patterson called out, "Open the effing door." Then Patterson fired once, and he fatally shot Jayme Closs. Now, he forced his way into the house, and Patterson checked every room in the house because he wanted no witnesses left behind. And that's when he found the bathroom door, and it was locked. So he began, shooting it down, and inside the bathroom were Denise Closs, the mother, who was 46 years old, and Jayme. Now, Denise, at this time, she was just trying to comfort her daughter, Jayme, who was crying loudly. And a little right before 1 a.m. at 12:53, Denise Closs made a call to 911. Now, while Denise did not speak, the operator heard a disturbance and yelling before the phone call disconnected. Now, when the dispatcher called the number back, they reached the voicemail of Denise Closs. Now, Patterson bound Jayme's wrists together and ankles using duct tape, and then fatally shot Denise Closs in front of her. Now, at this point, he kind of dragged Jayme outside, almost, slipping on this blood that was all over the place. And that's when he opened up his trunk and he just placed her in the trunk, and then he drove away. And the police, they actually arrived 4 minutes later, or 4 minutes after the 911 call, so they got there pretty quick. But Patterson wasn't there because he pulled over 20 seconds down the road from the house, and the deputies just sped by him with emergency lights and sirens on. You talk about a close encounter. Now, neighbors, when confronted, said that they heard 2 gunshots, but, kind of dismissed them since hunting was common around their homes. Now, after arriving at his cabin, Patterson made Jayme change into a different pair of pajamas, and then forced her under his mattress and sealed off all the exits before going to sleep under the mattress. Now, Patterson actually believed that Jayme was too afraid of him to make any escape attempts, so he never put special locks on the door because, he figured she would not escape. And they also slept on the same bed. Patterson rarely let Jayme out of the cabin, only for sometimes brief walks on the lawn after, checking to make sure there were no bystanders anywhere. Now, on the afternoon of January 10th, 2019, Patterson told Jayme he was leaving for a couple of hours, so he put her under his bed before, boxing her inside like he regularly did per his routine. But this time, after he was gone, Jayme decided just to push out the objects that were, surrounding underneath the bed. And she ran from the house wearing a light shirt, leggings, and a pair of Patterson sneakers. Now, Jayme came across a local woman, Janine Nutter, who was just walking her dog. And Nutter kind of recognized Jayme from news reports and immediately took her to a neighbor's house. Now, the police were called, and after the police were called, Jayme told them that it was Jake Peterson that had killed her parents, taken her, and kept her prisoner just a few houses away from her current location in the neighborhood. Now, the neighbors described Jayme as calm, quiet, a little bit dazed, and surprised that they even recognized her from the news coverage. So, to be specific, police then arrived around 4:45 p.m. and they removed Jayme from the area for her safety. Then the description that Jayme provided for Patterson and his vehicle that enabled deputies to spot his car just minutes afterwards when Patterson drove by the house. And then, after a deputy stopped him, Patterson exited the vehicle immediately and said, "I did it." Now imagine as a little girl being so scared and just being trapped under a grown man's bed. And thankfully, Jayme escaped after 88 days. And her town has now devoted itself to taking care of her since her parents are sadly no longer alive.